Exclusive Channel 20 footage of the opening and ribbon cutting of Clemson Brothers Brewery from October 8th. It is the first brewery in Middletown since the Prohibition era and is located at 22 Cottage Street. Clemson Brothers Incorporated originally opened their doors in 1860 and quickly became the world's pioneer manufacturer of hacksaw blades. In 2014, the Porter family purchased the property and announced their idea of repurposing the historic building and bringing back the craft of brewing to Middletown. Seen speaking are the City of Middletown Mayor DeStefano, New York Senator Bonacic, Orange County Executive Neuhaus, and the Clemson Brothers Brewery owners Kenan and Kenneth Porter.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Instead of listening to me, why don't we all go and have a cold one right now? Is that better or no? That sounds good to you. I want to welcome everyone here this afternoon, and we really appreciate you attending. It's been a well-advertised event, and I think deservingly of all the attention and focus by not only city government, but county government, and our state senator, John Bonacic, who's here also with us, and Representatives Miguel Rodriguez from the Common Council, and members of our Common Council, because it's a key project for the city of Middletown. Key in many ways. One, the end product, as you can see, is just a beautiful building. A beautiful old building that if Kenan and his dad didn't step in, probably would continue to be a vacant, old, ugly building. And we're all about reuse and repurposing of buildings and retaining some of our culture and the history of the city. So what we did was we worked with Kenan. We did an RFP, a request for proposals, not to look for the maximum amount of money that we could sell the building for, but to look for someone who had creative ideas, innovative ideas, and had the ability to deliver on them. When we met with Kenan, we structured a deal that came to about $525,000 for the sale of the building. We then incentivized him with, you have great ideas and big ideas, so if you're able to reach all those development goals, we're going to take $425,000 off of that sale price. And I'm glad to say today that I think you're probably already there and meeting all the development goals, which were probably 2 or 3 years more down the road. So in exchange for that, Kenan and his family and his dad have put up over $2.2 million to renovate this beautiful building. And it's not just this little building that we're looking at now. It's almost the entire city block, all the way down to the firehouse. And it's going to house many businesses, distribution. I think there's a woodworking shop in the building now, a metal fabricator, other businesses that come, some warehousing, and hopefully some more positive businesses after that. So those were his development goals that he met, and the city, through our incentive programs, we're glad to extend that to him, and we're here today to work to enjoy the byproduct of all that effort. So on behalf of Kenan of the City of Middletown, we want to say welcome to the city, welcome to the downtown community, and to welcome you and your dad, and thank you for the big investment that you made in the city. Before we move on, I'd like to introduce just a few of our elected officials to say a few words. Our State Senator, John Bonacic. John has worked very closely with Kenan and his dad through the application process through the Orange County Partnership and the Orange County Chamber and every other organization that we've been working with. Before I get to John, I just wanted to thank Maria Bruni and John Degnan, because they deserve a big round of applause for all the work that they put into this project. After we met all those development goals and put the package together, the state is moving in, and we're talking to them, and very positive talks about more efforts, not only here, but in downtown Middletown. But John and Senator Bonacic, I call him John because I've known him a long time, is been very instrumental in other funding opportunities in the downtown area. And he's just been a great partner with the City of Middletown in redevelopment, and he understands it very clearly. And I'd like to have him come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Joe. First of all, good afternoon. This is another example of a public-private partnership that has brought success to downtown. In all the cities across the state of New York, we are striving to have a renaissance, to have old buildings reused. And I want to thank the Porter family for their confidence and investment in the city of Middletown. To our good mayor, Joe DeStefano, the Common Council, his staff, in bringing economic vitality to downtown Middletown. Let me just talk briefly of what you're looking at. A brewery, distribution company, 4 residential apartments. And what the Porter family is trying to do in the second phase is to have a bottling operation here, business. And the Mid-Hudson Regional Economic Development Council, which covers 7 counties, has named this project, the bottling company, second phase, as a priority project, which is encouraging. It's still in a competition. It still has to be announced at the state level. But because yesterday I was at a summit speaking for the Senate on the beverage industry with the governor, let me share some facts with you about craft beer, okay? And before yesterday, I didn't know anything about craft beer, but I know a little bit more today. First of all, nationally, the amount consumed of craft beer is about 11%, that they've cut into the traditional beers. In the state of New York, it's only 8%. So we encourage the Porter family, bring everybody in, have them drink more, craft beer. It is responsible, the craft beer industry, for about 12,000 direct and indirect jobs. And it helps the agricultural industry with barley and hops, and it's all good. So this, and the state of New York, the impact of beer in general, $4.8 billion. And the beverage industry, when I say beverage, and I know this is beer, but the wine, the ciders with the kick, the spirits, and the beer, $27 billion impact in this state. Big business and growing. So congratulations to all. I'm so happy to be here, and I hope I can come again when we keep expanding this facility and many more, and I'm sure it will come under the good leadership of our good mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator. And next is our county executive. And one of the reasons why this brewery is opening here is because of the Heritage Trail and the proposed Heritage Trail. And if you look behind you, that's where the Heritage Trail will be coming through downtown Middletown. It's coming from Goshen through Middletown and out the other end of downtown. This has been a project that's been on the board for many, many years. And we look towards our county legislators. Mike Paduch is here. Melissa Bonacic, I don't believe, is here. But Jeff Berkman, who is a former minority leader, was unable to make it this afternoon. But we've had support on that level. But we haven't been able to turn the corner to make it happen. With Steve Neuhaus, from day one, he's expressed his support for the Heritage Trail. He's assured us that it's going to happen. I think he had that assurance. We conveyed to people like Kenan to invest $2.2 million along the Heritage Trail and some other projects, and I'm sure it's going to happen. He's been a good partner on the Heritage Trail project, so I'd like to bring Steve up and have him say a few words. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. You know, I never get tired of coming to the city of Middletown, and you guys have a great team here, and I'm proud to be here. I had 3 quick points I want to make. One, to the family here. Without you guys putting your investment, this is the American dream. It's investment, it's sweat, but it's a lot of risk. But you represent everything that this country is proud of and what makes this place a great place to live in still today. Because people like you are taking that risk, and behind us is really the fruits of your labor. So I want to thank you guys first for that. Number 2, you know, you talk about economic development. I see Amanda Dana here and my friends. I know Bill Fioravanti from the partnership. We are proud to be here today in Middletown. What this was a former life, a former hacksaw company. It had a new life. Nothing was going on at that time. The vision of the mayor and the city council to work with you and go with your investment to see this now, not only as a brewery, but as the senator mentioned, the residential and some other different types of small manufacturing locations. It's just a textbook example. Last week, a reporter asked me, why is Orange County, why is the Hudson Valley region such a hot place for economic development, and why do you think that you guys deserve the money? Because, and this is the money for the CFA and all the different types of very highly competitive funding sources, because we're able to get it done. We don't have just plans sitting on the shelf. It's the ability to actually get the job done that makes us different, that sets us apart from the other counties and the other areas around the state. So that's why I feel very competitive and very optimistic about the second phase of the bottling part of this. So I think I feel very optimistic about that. The third thing is craft beer. I've had the opportunity as county executive to see the other different locations in Orange County. Now Middletown is there. We cut the ribbon a few months ago on the Angry Orchard, which we took from Boston. They are now manufacturing, and they work together. They're not against each other. Newburgh Brewing Company is just as happy as Middletown is to see this here today. They all help each other's industry, just like a row of successful restaurants. So I'm proud to be here as a county executive. I'm proud to be here today, and I'm proud to be here for anything you need going forward. So thank you all, folks, for being out there supporting.
We're going to reinforce the one thing we need going forward is the Heritage Trail, right?
You want me to do it? I'll add it.
We're going to pinch your finger and have you swear it in blood. But
I'm there. I'm
no,
there.
I know you're there. I know you're there. We just got to get everybody else there. And last thing before I bring on the Porter family and have them speak is to acknowledge the work of Alderman Massey and Council President Rodriguez and Alderman Tom Burr from the First Ward. We're a ward system in the city, and they've been very cooperative on zoning changes and working with the Common Council. And in fact, I think the Porter family is so happy that I believe you've closed on the building across the street. Correct. On the Montgomery Street side, and we're working with them on another project to be announced hopefully in the near future. So they're making a big commitment here in our city. Although they don't live here, they made a huge commitment. Your father's got to be the hardest worker I've ever seen, I think. The time and effort that he's put in here. And you run around in the suits, but he's a hard worker. You're a hard worker too. You're a hard worker too, but he deserves all the credit. I see him running around and putting this whole thing together. It was a huge project. We want to thank them again for the investment, and come on up here, and it's all yours. Thank you.
So I wanted to thank everybody for coming today. This was a very big project for me specifically. My father's been part of a number of different projects, but for me, speaking for myself, it's been very exciting this entire time. I've been at this for 26 months, and the biggest thing is when you start something, you got to finish it. That's something that's always been drilled in me. You start something, you need to finish it. You see it the whole way through. We're not there yet, but we're definitely well on our way. This building, I feel a personal attachment to it now. The first time Joe brought me into the building here, I saw it and I said, wow, what an amazing place. Hundreds, thousands of jobs were created here, and for me, it's all about jobs. I love job creation. It's a big thing for me. At the end of the day, if I can have people that I employ, people that believe in me, I believe in them, we're working together, we're getting something done, and this is a prime example of creating jobs, getting the job done, and just taking something that has so much value to it and continuing that value, the history that's here. My father, I owe a ton of credit to. He has been here for me for many years and continues to be here for me, even though we continually butt heads. We do, but it's okay. It's okay, because at the end of the day, we're on the same page, and all we want to do is get the job done. That is our motto inside of our company, is get the job done. Dad, do you have anything to say?
I just want to thank the city, the mayor, and his staff, and all the officials, and the inspectors, everybody for making this happen as well, and making it a little easier. It's been a big undertaking, but we're just about there as far as this end of it goes. And basically, I want to thank my crew, my wife, for all the sacrifices that they've made as well, because they've worked darn hard here to make this all happen as well. And proud of my boy here, real proud of him.
One thing I wanted to say, craft beer, it is exploding. It's been exploding for a while here. The beverage industry has a lot of potential. Personally, we have another business that imports stuff, and beverage-wise, and we're working diligently on bringing manufacturing from another country back into the United States. That is a huge thing that I am focused on, that we are focused on as a company. We're working with the state. We're trying to have it make sense. We're not there yet, but we're going in that direction. And for Middletown, I believe in my heart that it's a tremendous thing, that if we could bring the bottling back into the city here, it's going to create so many jobs, it's going to create so much opportunity. And again, that's all we're about, is just continuing to pound the pavement, work every day, get up, believe in what we do, and get it done. So craft beer is exploding, beverages exploding. There's a lot of different things that we can do, and just being part of the city here. I mean, Maria, you have been a tremendous help, and I just wanted to thank you. Whenever I've needed anything, I've always gone to you, and you've continually helped out. You and John and a number of other officials, everybody's helped. Joe, you've helped as well a ton, and we encourage the continuation of that support, because we're here for you, and we know that you're here for us. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. We're excited to be here.
Before we cut the ribbon, we wanted to acknowledge also the work of the Middletown Industrial Development Agency. Anthony Emilio, the chairman, is here, and also Congressman Maloney's representative, Maria Bruni, and I'm not Maria Bruni, she's my representative. Maria and Gracia, they're both Italian. And also, I think Carmel from Assemblywoman Gunther's office is here also. So it was a team effort, but these are the big players here, so cut your ribbon, let's go. You get up.
Just snuggle in here.
I can't snuggle.
Ready?
1, 2, 3, boom. There you go.
Thank you, very nice. Very good.
Kenan Porter, owner and operator, has said they do not just strive to craft at Clemson Brothers Brewery. They aim to pioneer. It is their focus to preserve the spirit of their predecessors' legacy. They are a brewery for the true craft enthusiast and will do whatever it takes to get the job done at the end of each day. The Clemson project is well on its way towards completing Phase 1 of its agreement with the city by developing the 3-story building to house apartments, a microbrewery, and a restaurant. The city conveyed the property to Heritage Restoration Properties with economic development goals with built-in accomplishments that must be met in order to forgive the second mortgage that the city is holding. The brewery will contain a 7-barrel system and is anticipating 1,000 barrels produced within their first year of operation. This will be a brewery for the true craft beer enthusiast. They will be open Thursdays through Mondays from 1 to 10 p.m. Thanks for watching Channel 20, The Vision of Middletown.